try to retain this thickness part. Try to be consistent. So this face all goes in and then out again. And then from here it becomes this face. So on. This is the side thickness. And over beyond this point will be a back side of the ear. Same goes for these small chunks. It can be very simple planar shape, right? Because that's what it is. We're basically building the planar model by using limited number of topology, like polygons. Having a good topology and without make a big difference. It's not just for linear performance, but holding up the geometry is much better if you have good topology. But if you don't, then your geometrical detail or like landmarks won't hold up very well. Means that it can be very easily smoothed out. So try wrapping around properly, because this kind of ear will get subdivided, but then these edges, corners, will still be there because that's how it built, and then it's gonna be stay still, and then it's gonna build a strong ear structure. Mob spider, which is not good. So I will need to clean this up. You built in all the landmarks as geometry. But if you relax this area, for example, then it all can offset from what was there before. Like it doesn't hold this position. So if you try to relax this kind of area, you have to be very careful so that it only relaxes where we want. Because I don't want to move these edges, or these edges stay meant to be there. Same with this one. This edge should be there, it shouldn't be moved because that's where the transition happening. Become triangle. I can drop one little edge up there so that it can be a cut on all the side. It's not very nice shape of the polys, but then this very thin, small area, so it's probably fine. It won't be very noticeable anyways. Tricky part is outside, but then I just finished the construction. So only the inside, which as I mentioned before, it can be really anything. Again, it shouldn't be too dirty, but it doesn't need to be in certain shape. Means that it can be, well, in worst case, it can be spider, or it can be like web, or any shape is fine. But I will still try to make it look clean as possible. If you have some pre-built mesh, then you can totally reuse this area. Because as you can see, this is quite a lot of labor to build this topology on some area. So if you have some pre-made topology, then you can totally use it. But if you don't, or if you feel like you haven't practiced enough, then I recommend you to do this painful process so that you can get used to it. When a quadro process is done, I will go back and then using Maya tools to make it like more even overall. I can do this with Maya tool much faster, so I will do it later. I don't really worry about this too much just yet. Topology reference, you can find a whole bunch of references everywhere. Then there's no perfect reference because all the model has different shape. So just get one and then try to mimic it as close as you can, but you don't have to count all the number of edges. As long as you can get the loop's direction, you'll be fine. Oh, I just noticed that my loop here, the outer loop doesn't connect, so I will connect this area so that I can get a larger loop. So just connect these two. And then I'm going to move this in. Then next up is a jawline. So this is the mouse loop, and underneath here you can create jaw all the way to the ear. It's probably not as important as other loop, but it's kind of important in a way in terms of building the structure. So by having this jawline, this whole face can have proper thickness that built on. Okay, so face area is mostly done. Then for neck area is very easy. It needs to be just cylinder. But this kind of reference follow the neck muscles, but normally, well, I shouldn't say normally, but I usually just go cylindrical shape so they can deform easily. There's no perfect approach, right or wrong approach in this area. As long as it's clean, nice and clean, everything is acceptable. The number of the loop that goes down is not very even, but I will reduce number that goes down here and then add some more loop there so that they will be end up more even. It looks very messy here, but it can be easily cleaned once we connect here. Okay, almost there. When this is done, then we're going back to Maya. Maya native tools, and then try clean them up so that they can be more evenly placed overall, and then reduce the number of bodies that the area that I won't see much. Like this back of the head. Or a chest, maybe. Okay, so we'll do some relax with the relax brush. Again, gotta be very careful if the landmark lines, like this one, is shifted too much. If so, gonna move it back manually. For inner eyes, well, it doesn't really matter how it's gonna be shaped out, but the eyelid area is very important. So this area, eyelid and the eyelid thickness, also the eye wrinkles, so that it needs to be properly placed. Keep checking whether the lines are still hold up, and then make sure the line is very consistent. Like this one and this one, it's kind of goes in and out. Maybe probably just because just before I did the relax, maybe it was too much. So you can kind of goes back and then maybe manually place some of them, and then using less smaller radius of the soft select, so that I won't relax too much. As we see in the sculpting, eye area will need a lot of detail. So I will put a lot of edge loops so they can get a lot of subdivision. Same goes for a lip. And then this part as well, so that the number of edges are not super different. I'm gonna mirror over now. Center edges, and then using F-Sort transform tool, so click the center edges and then put draw here so that all the edges are aligned to the draw in the world axis. See? Then edit edge flow tool to adjust edge distance. I'm using G key. I'm actually using hotkey for edit edge flow because I'm using this very often. this measure to duplicate to another half and then freeze it transform. So freeze transform so that my scale will get 1. Since this is the outside of the group, I mean this will be back inside the group, and then scale down, it's gonna be under 0.1 when we export out to the GBrush. Okay, now I'm gonna combine the geometry, 1, and then still the center edges are not merged, of course, so I will select all the center vertices. And then merge under edit mesh so that I can merge all the components.